Look what I'm doing this afternoon. I'm going to dig up that square garden and I'm going to plant all these goji berries there and around it. All these goji berries were grown from cuttings. Must be at least a dozen or more there. They're all just grown from cuttings. There are, what are they? Lycium chinense. There's 2 barbarum, but many of them, most of them were grown from Lycium chinense. I'm going to have a planting session. None of them have flowered or fruited yet, but they will once they're planted and allowed to run riot. There's bags of mushroom compost to help them along. And just so many of them. They should do well this coming summer. It's getting hot now. And just over there in that white pot, all those gojis came from that one plant over there. I've just recently put it in that larger pot. But all those goji berries came from that one plant. Some of them are almost as big as that plant now. So they're very easy to grow from cuttings. That's Lycium chinense. And the leaves can be eaten. They eat them in, what do they eat in? Chicken soup, Chinese chicken soup. They put the leaves in. I've tried the leaves. They are very nice. They tasted very like spinach. Of course, all goji berries and leaves you only eat in moderation. So read all the toxicology on the internet about them. Anyway, I'm going to do all this in a minute. So many of them. Look how big they are. And they are rather viney too, aren't they? They grow sort of a bit like a vine. That one's almost as big as the one I took it from. So many of them. I'll just show you the barbarum close up, the Lycium barbarum. This is Lycium chinense, or chinense, however it's pronounced. And those leaves are so tasty. I've never eaten Lycium barbarum leaves, but this is Lycium chinense. They're both from China, Lycium chinense and Lycium barbarum. I think some come from high up in the hills, like the Himalayas, and some come down lower in China, something like that. So we've got a couple of Lycium barbarum too. This is Lycium barbarum. So the leaves are a bit different. That's Lycium. Oh, what's that? An insect or a dead? No, it's just, I don't know what it is. Dust. Or a dead spider or something. So, Lycium barbarum. And they should, I'm just going to grow them all together. And it's going to be lovely. I'll come back in a few weeks when they're covered in flowers and berries. I'm going to plant them now. I'll show you later on when I've finished. Look how lovely and green they are. I wish you were here in my garden. I'd teach you how to garden, I would. I'd teach you how to grow goji berries. I'd make you some soup, I would, and I'd put the goji berries in the soup so you could try what they taste like. Well, I have been busy. I planted all those many goji berries. Look at all those empty pots. Now, out of all this, I expect enough berries for myself and plenty for the birds. They're bright red, so they should attract parrots and other birds. And African boxthorn berries are popular in the countryside around here. So, I've got a whole goji berry garden there. I left a few other things that were already in there. What's that bird doing over there? That's the red wattle bird. I put out a bit of sugar water for it. Out of focus, but you can get the general idea. I like birds. I like them to be happy. I like to be happy myself, of course. So, goji berries for me and the birds. So many of them. That bed's completely planted out. There was some rhubarb in there, but they don't like the heat very much. They can stay there if they want. Rhubarb are from China anyway. So it can be a little sort of Chinese garden full of goji and rhubarb. We tend to think of rhubarb as a sort of English vegetable, don't we? From the English vegetable garden, but it's from China. And so many gojis anyway. I'm just glad they're in. I planted them all alongside the garden too when I ran out of space. So there's over a dozen altogether, I think. I'm not sure. I have to count them all. So many. So I'll be sure to come back in a month or so's time and show you how they've progressed, how they've been growing, how they've been flowering, and how they've been fruiting. Once they have flowers, they don't actually take very long to form fruits, only a couple of weeks, judging by the African box thorns anyway. I haven't really had goji berries before because I've sort of kept propagating them for fun. I sort of just propagated one and it was so successful that I decided to do more and more. So I just had a master plant with lots of little goji berry offspring. That's what you see here. So from now on I can eat all these leaves and berries. It's a lovely afternoon, isn't it? Those big oniony looking things are crinums. They were so big it was just too much trouble to dig them out. I couldn't have been bothered. Besides, we might move this garden eventually. We may move this garden, so I thought I can grow goji berries in the meantime. And since they're so easy to propagate, I can just make a whole lot more in our final kitchen garden. See you then.